Hey, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to continue on with my marbling series. I've already done these two nails and I will go ahead and put those two videos up in the cards so you can access those if you want to. The rest of these I'm going to do on tips just for ease of showing you how to do it so I don't have to keep taking the nails off all the time. Okay, so what I'm going to be using here is just a paintbrush. It's a nice smooth flat paintbrush. And then I have already painted my tips. I am going to be on the first one using this Blooming Effect Blossoming Gel from iGel Beauty. You could also use base coat. I'm going to be doing that technique on the second nail so you can see that. I am also going to use my Modelones black gel polish. I open it up here because I want to make sure that I have the right one. So yes, that is black. And then I have a couple of colors from Beetles. This one is 786. It's kind of a medium gray. And then the next one is, I didn't see the number. I think it's 789. Anyway, it's a nice glitter. Of course, I love glitter in my marble. I just have to always have glitter in my marble. Anyway, so we use that. The first nail, I don't think I used the baby powder. I can't remember. We will get to that. But I do coat, I do a base coat. I think I did 2 layers of the baby powder for my base coat on this nail. So I will be starting off with Blooming Effect. I'm going to put a nice even layer. It doesn't need to be too thick. It doesn't need to be too thin. And you can play with it because the thicker you get it, the more your colors will run together. The thinner, the less they'll run together. So it's just going to be a matter of preference and playing with it and seeing what you like best. Personally, I am going to be just putting on a nice medium even layer here, and I do not cure it before the next step. Okay, so I've zoomed in a little bit here so you can see really well what I'm doing. I'm taking my different colors and I'm just going to put them on my palette here. I take my black and I just make a little line across. You can do dots, you can do lines, you can just do, I've seen it where people have done dots on top of dots and then they kind of take a tool like a water marbling tool and they just sort of swirl it together. I personally like this method, but like I said, you can play around. It's all just a matter of what works best for you. I am leaving this in real time because I want you to see just how quick this method is. I love this method. Okay, so I took the black and I took my glitter, and now I'm taking the gray and I'm just making lines, and I'm just kind of floating my brush right over and letting it drop onto my palette because I'm trying to keep my brush clean from the other colors, and I do look to make sure that they're clean from the other colors. If they're not, then I clean my brush before I put it back in the bottle because I don't want to contaminate my bottle. Okay, so I have the blooming gel on my tip and it's just been sitting there. It hasn't cured or anything. And then I take my flat brush and I just kind of scoop just a little bit. And then I very gently float across the top and just move around, just sort of wiggle back and forth and grab a little bit more, and then I'll go from the other direction and go upwards, and I try to leave some white in between, and the longer you leave this too, the more that blossoming gel is going to work and allow your colors to sort of blend together, right? So I'm just kind of floating it into that blossoming gel and playing around with it until I get a look that I want. So I like to make sure that I get a little bit of each color, so I find out where it is on my brush and the color I'm looking for most. I make sure that that goes down first, and I'm just gonna kind of play. You could leave it like that, but I kind of wanted to mix them a little bit more, so I sort of moved it around. And like I said, this is totally where your creativity can shine. You just play, and tips are so great for playing and practicing, because if you practice on a tip and then you go to your own nail, you'll have a much better idea of how all these products are going to work together. And it just, practice makes progress, right? So that was it. Super quick. Okay, I almost wiped it with my finger, but I don't want to get that on my skin. I want to try and leave uncured gel off my skin as much as possible. So I just grabbed a lint-free wipe and I'm just kind of wiping the edge a little bit because it does get kind of pooly and floody. And so I'm wiping that off a little bit, and then I'm going to cure it for 30 seconds. Now that that's cured, I'm going to go ahead and top coat. So you can use a glossy top coat or you can use a matte top coat, whichever you prefer. I'm going to use a matte top coat. This time though, I am not going to do it my usual way. Usually I'll put a glossy top coat and cure it, and that provides a nice smooth surface for my matte top coat, because matte top coats like to show all kinds of blemishes and imperfections. Okay, I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds, and here it is, all mattified and beautiful. Super easy, and probably one of my most favorite ways to marble a nail. All right, now I'm going to bring out my black tip and show you how to do this with gel base and powders. What? Powders? I've got Revel Shady, Revel Aloha, and this beautiful chrome called Crown, also from Revel. And I'm going to show you how to turn those into like a gel polish, because maybe you don't have gel polishes. All right, so I'm going to take my palette here, and I'm going to take my gel base, and I am going to place a dollop on the palette. Once I get that dollop on there, I'm going to take a spoon with some of my color and I'm going to just mix it right into that gel base. I don't want it too thick, so I'm going to add a little bit more base here. I want it to be kind of the consistency of the gel polish, at least as close as I can get it. It's going to be a little bit thicker, and that's totally fine, but I want to make sure that my colors will be a little bit runny, because they need to be able to react with the gel that's going to be on the that's going to be acting as the blooming gel. So I've got it going on with Revel Shady and Revel Aloha right there, and now I'm going to do the same thing with the last color. This color is so pretty. It's just this beautiful rose gold shimmery glitter, and it chromes beautifully, and oh my gosh, I love this color. I think this is my favorite nail. Okay, so then I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the other colors, the other nail. I'm going to take all those colors and I'm just going to kind of scoop them up and put them in a little bit of a line there and line them up. I fast forwarded this so that it wouldn't take forever to show you what I'm trying to do here. Okay, and now I'm going to take my base gel and do the same thing that I did with the blooming gel. It's essentially the same kind of a thing. It doesn't bloom quite as well as the blooming gel, but for this purpose, it works just as well. So again, I do not cure it before I do this step, and then I'm going to scoop it up, and I'm just going to slide it on. I'm just going to go in with the gentlest touch. just so gentle and just bring those colors in. But that's all it needed. I loved it, right? Just for that little bit. Okay, cure it for 30 seconds. And once that's cured, I'm going to go ahead with my top coat. I decided to go ahead and leave this one glossy, but it would just look so fabulous matte as well. It really would. I just really wanted to see the shine of that chrome glitter, but it would look so good just matte as well. And I think I might try that someday soon because this nail is amazing, and I'm going to do this mani on myself very soon. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that mani videoed. All right, now that that is cured for 60 seconds, here is the finished product, cat hair and all. So let me know what you think. Did I nail this one? I've got 2 more marble nail videos coming up in the next couple of days, and I'm really curious, what do you think so far? And which one's your favorite? This one's mine.